welcome back for another vlog for Working Wisdom Wednesday. I am in the beautiful city of Valentine in my home state of North Carolina. Yeah, I told you guys I was going to be here this week, so on the last video. So anyway, I just got my nails done white. So I've never gotten solid white, and this is my first time getting gel nails. I think that's what they call it. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I feel really good today. Sitting out here, basically taking myself out to, it's definitely not lunchtime, it's past lunchtime, it's definitely not breakfast time. I don't know, it's my first time eating today, which is horrible because I should have ate breakfast and everything else. Give me 1 second, I gotta get my burger. Alright, so my food was ready in order. So I am here at Be Good because my hairstylist LaDonna referred me here. She said that they have good veggie burgers, which I've been looking for. These fries are seasoned too, which I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Good. So anyway, I'm not gonna eat that right now. I wanna do this vlog, but I wanted to update you guys and talk about this one topic that I had in mind for today. Fearlessness. Now this word didn't come up until I want to say a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to a good friend, a new friend of mine. He's actually an actor and producer and all of that out in Atlanta. So he actually was just in this amazing movie that's in the theaters right now. So like, he's a pretty big deal. Okay, I love my friends. I love my new friends. They are like up here. They doing it, and that's what it's supposed to be. Like, the people in your life should be active, like they should be doing stuff, because that's going to motivate you to be on your grind and do what you do for you and to go to your next level. Because when you look around, you need to see people moving, making moves. You don't want to see people that's stagnant, because then it's like it keeps you in a comfortable state. If everybody around you is just so comfortable and settled and just chill and like not doing nothing and they're okay with the status quo, it's just not gonna, like, when you have those moments when you're okay with just standing still, it's gonna feel okay. Like, there's nothing that's gonna challenge you to keep moving to your next level, because everybody else around you ain't doing nothing. So, like, you know. And so I'm grateful to like have met, like, in the last, just literally the last few weeks, just these amazing people. It's just so crazy. It's like the universe knew like I needed that in my life. And just, I feel like I've progressed to another state as well. Like, just in, I mean, I actually just added author to behind my name, right? Like, literally. And next week on the next Friday on the 27th, it'll be a published author. It'll be in like Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, Amazon, like, yeah. So I'm excited about that. Fearlessness though, right? It's okay to feel fear. Fear is a normal response. It's a normal emotion. Fear saves lives. It triggers that fight or flight or freeze response in our brain, and that is what keeps us alive. That's what's kept our ancestors alive, right? It's like, it's the survival mode. But fear can work against you because it can create this stagnancy. It can create just a space of, I can't do this, or this is not going to work out. And I'm grateful that, although I have felt very fearful at times, most people didn't know it because I don't show it like that. Like, I have felt very fearful. Mine shows up as anxiety. So if you hear me rambling, or you can kind of tell my mind is racing because I'm not really focused on something. I'm focused on a million things, matter of fact. My appetite decreases. I'm not sleeping that well. I'm losing weight, obviously, because I'm not eating as much, right? Like, there's things that's happening in my mind, in my body, when anxiety takes over. But that's when that fear has crept in as well. Like, it's a combination. It's anxiety and fear for me. But mine is very logical. And I had my therapist told me that once. She was like, you know, your anxiety and your fear is with Mary. Like, it's understandable, because your fear and anxiety is rooted on making sure you are financially stable so you can provide for your children, because you are a single mom and you have nobody else to depend on. That's a logical response to your situation. And it took her to say that to me, to confirm that for me and validate that for me. So I had to learn that it's okay for me to be fearful when it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to finances and money and budgeting and providing for my children. But everything else, I don't give myself the space to be fearful, because I'm like, you know, you can do it. You've done it way too many. Like, you've done it. You have. Like, this time last year, 2 years ago actually, I left North Carolina with 2 children and moved to another state by myself, not really having any really not knowing. Where I moved to, I didn't know anybody. That wasn't Atlanta, that was South Georgia, the real southern country part of Georgia. Like, literally, people don't even know where that is. To work in an area with a population of people that most people would be afraid to work with. I worked with male inmates. If I wasn't fearful of that, I don't know, because most people would have been so fearful of that. But I was like, I gotta do this. I always think about Oprah. What's your next best move? And you know, fast forward a year after that, I picked up from there and moved to Atlanta, the state, the city, excuse me. And not knowing exactly what I was gonna do there, but I'm like, okay, whatever I sought to do when I moved to Georgia, I'm not doing it. I haven't done it for 8 months or whatever, so it's time to move. It's time to make that move again. And I've been in Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, for a year. As of this month, it's a year. So I've been in Georgia for 2 years. I moved from my home state of North Carolina 2 years ago with 2 children. You know, even moving to Charlotte was a big leap for me, because I didn't have any family there, and I actually had cut my family off at that point. I was what you call estranged from my family. You know, and you know, you buy my book, you understand why. I'm just saying. But even that was a leap, because it's like, even in those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have enough money to do this, I don't have money to do that, or the daycare is closed, and how am I going to go to work, and the children, because they were really a lot younger then, a lot younger. I couldn't leave them home. They weren't able to stay home at that time. But they say, oh, I got to go to work, how am I going to do this? And I had to figure it out. I had to. There was nobody to call and say, hey, well, you know, if I give you this, will you watch them for a few hours? Like, that wasn't even a possibility. Whereas when I was in Shelby, I could do that. Now, it was a trade-off. It always was a trade-off. It was always a situation where I got to give you something to do this, though. Always. There's not been a situation where that wasn't the case. And that's the scary part. And that's where the financial piece comes in. It's like, if you don't have the money to pay people to do something for you, will they do it? That's what I learned. And I've always had hired help from the beginning. Even when it was family, it was hired help. Nothing was done for free. There was always some expectation for me to give you something back. So that's where that fearfulness came in when it came to finances. It's like, you always got to have money. You always got to have some kind of money set aside, because if an emergency comes up, you got to be able to pay somebody to do something for you, to help you out. That's dysfunctional thinking. That's not okay. That is not okay. People who love you don't require you to pay them to help you. Like, they do it out of their heart. So that's some stuff I had to unlearn, right? Like, that was not normal. I kind of knew it wasn't normal because it felt weird. But to know that I didn't have to expect that of everybody, that was something I had to unlearn. But fearlessness. There we go. Back to that. How can you apply that to your life moving forward as of this day, right? As of today. I am a realist. An absolute realist. So first thing I always say is, like, literally take a moment, write out what's happening. Because there's something about speaking it and, like, writing it out and seeing it in front of you that just makes it real and different, right? Than just those thoughts rambling in your head. Or maybe that's just me, right? But, like, that doesn't work. I gotta see it, and I need to write it out too. When you do that and you look at the pros and cons of those situations and how they may play out, how they may not, it takes the fear out of it. it takes the strength of the fear, the intensity of the fear. That's the better way to say it. It takes that away. It's not as intense anymore at that moment. It's like, okay, well, it's kind of scary, but I mean, it's not gonna kill me. I can do it. Like, worst case scenario, this might happen, you know, that kind of thing. So I ain't gonna say. So fearlessness. In this season, we were going to operate in fearlessness. There are some things I've spoken into existence, but when I really think about it, I'm like, oh my God, if that happens right now, I'll be so scared, like so nervous. Like, within the next 2 weeks, I'll give it 3 weeks, my goal is to do my first TV segment. Never been on TV ever, but I'm gonna do, this is it. This is the time. I'm excited about it. I'm speaking that into existence. But the idea of that scares the crap out of me. I'm just like, oh my God, like a live TV oh my God, really? What? But I'm speaking that into existence. I know that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I mean, what are you fearful of? I mean, relationships, career, parenting, financially. What are you fearful of in this season? And how can you undo that fear or lessen the intensity of it? And that's the thing, it's like, sometimes you just have to do it. You just gotta jump out on faith. I'll tell you another thing that I just did that was definitely scary, but I had to do it. My lease, I told you guys somewhat, if you've been following my Freedom Friday, you might have heard this part, but my lease was up this month. It's up this month, right? And so I moved out. But where am I going to stay? I haven't closed on a house. I'm not about to go sign another lease on another apartment or a townhouse. I don't even want a rental house. What you gonna do, Shamanda? I don't know. But I am so set on buying a home this summer, like closing on a home. I'm going to be a homeowner within the next 60 to 90 days. I'm going to be a homeowner. And that's how, like, you know how scary that is? Because, like, technically, like, I could be homeless, me and my children, like, technically. But we have a family home here. So it's like anybody and everybody can live there. My grandparents left it here. So it is what it is. And that's where I'm at. While I'm kind of, like, doing press and interviews and stuff like that, but and also creating this you know, closing on this home and working on this mortgage process. Worst case scenario, I gotta go get an apartment again. Okay, boom, whatever. Best case scenario, I become a homeowner in the next 60 to 90 days. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta step out. You gotta go do it. You know, I already started applying for jobs because what I realized is that God has created an opportunity for me that I was overlooking just because I had this idea in my head that I need to be 100% self-employed, and that's just not the reality of it. The reality of it is that these last 6 months, which will be 6 months next week, have kind of consumed my time more than working a regular job. The reason why I say that is because I have to spend all this time seeing clients, but also have to spend a lot of time doing the notes and stuff outside of that time that I'm spending to see them. So it's like it really consumes your life. Yeah, you make more money, you have more opportunity to see more people, and you have your time freedom, because I don't have like, oh, Monday at 8 o'clock I gotta be at the office. I don't have that situation. Well, I did when I did the groups, but on a regular situation I don't when it comes to contracting. But I realized I could always go back to doing the addictions counseling at the Methadone Treatment Center, where I only work half a day, literally. And all my notes and stuff are done at the office. You can't do it at home. They have a system, so you have to do it there. So when I leave at 12 o'clock, at the latest 1 o'clock, whatever, I'm done for the day. And then I can film and be with my children and all that. I don't have to spend time doing notes. Now that I've seen everybody for the day, now I gotta come home and do all these notes, and I'm up late, and I gotta send invoices in at a certain time. I don't have to do that. I can focus on marketing my book, making sure it gets in the hands of the people who need it. I can do more vlogs and stuff. Like, there's just so much. And then I'm, you know, the producer stuff that I'm working on, like. So I've been applying to jobs. I'm back at the place where I was whenever this time last year, and the year before that, actually. So it's so crazy. The timing is so crazy. Where I was applying for jobs, and I said, God, wherever you allow me a position, wherever I get accepted for a position, whatever, that's where I'm going to go. It's so crazy because I've been applying for jobs here in Charlotte too. So even though I have no intention of moving here, I'm still like, okay, God, if it's your will. And I've gotten callbacks from Atlanta and Charlotte. So now I'm like, Shamanda, you need to stop, because now you're doing too much. Because you know your resume is awesome. Like, let's be real. And I'm 30 years old, and I have worked, like, I have done so much already. Like, it's so crazy. And I can say that with pride now, and I'm not gonna feel uncomfortable saying that, because I used to be like, oh, you know, no, it's okay. No, it's good. It's great. Okay? Like, listen, I've learned a lot. But anyway, we're gonna see what happens. This is being fearless. Like, it's so scary at the same time, but it's like the mentality that you take with you while you're on the journey. Because if you put that fearfulness out in the universe, that's what's gonna hold you back. You're gonna stay stuck, and increases the anxiety. And I don't want to live in that space. I'm like, God, I know you have something absolutely amazing for me, and it's coming. It's in the process, but it's like I still got some stuff right here I need you to learn. So I'm excited about that part. And I'm about to eat my burger. Okay. Thank you guys who have ordered your books from me. I appreciate you guys. I have like 20 copies of autograph copies that you can purchase on my website, but the price has increased. It's not the $14.99 anymore that was offered during my pre-order campaign, or the 2 weeks of pre-order. My books are in print right now, so any day I can receive them in the mail, and I'm so excited to get those, sign those, and then ship them to you guys immediately. So just know they're coming. They're on the way. It's in the last process now. They've been approved and everything. They're just being printed and shipped to me. So as soon as I get them, you'll get them. But if you do want one, you weren't able to order them, you have two options right now. Like I said, you can order them from my website. You have to go to the Shop Lulu link, I think, because on the main page I have it saying that you can order from Amazon. So if you do Shop Lulu, you can order it from my website now. Only like 20 copies available for that. And then again, you can wait till next Friday, and they'll be on Amazon.com. And like I said, if you have Prime, you should be able to get the next day or 2 days or whatever, and help me reach this next level. I really want to hit a bestseller list on Amazon. That would be awesome, because more people will be able to see it. Because once it comes that rating, people see it as soon as they like log in or whatever, or when they're searching for certain type of books. So that'll be great. And like I said, it's just about mental health awareness. So many people is talking about mental health now, and it just makes me so happy. Like, just let's destigmatize it. Let's make it real. Let's make it okay to talk about, and okay to get some help. I'm gonna sit here telling y'all I got anxiety, like, and I just feel so comfortable saying that. Like, it wouldn't, oh my God, I would never have said no stuff like that. Man, please. I'm not telling you I got anxiety. You know, you probably looking at me like, what's wrong with this girl? Why is she talking so fast? You know it, you can see it, you probably don't know what to call it. I know it, I can feel it, but I didn't know how to tell anybody, and I didn't know if it was okay to tell anybody that I, as a therapist, had it. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say had it like it's a disease, but it really technically is. You know, I want it to be as normal as somebody saying, hey, yeah, I have a cancer, or I have diabetes. People don't feel uncomfortable telling that. Not to that extent, anyway. But anyway, I can go on about that. You already know. Fearlessness, y'all. Let's do it. This is our season. Let's make it happen. I'm so excited. The next few months, I'm going to look back on this time, and I'm going to be in a different space, and I know you guys are too, and I can't wait to hear your stories. What are you being fearless about in this season? Leave me a comment below. I love you guys. I'm about to eat. See you later.